Hello, everyone. Chuck and Pam back again because we know that you missed us.
Hmm.
So we're going to talk about this is going to be a good one because we've got some differences to talk about with a couple of movies this week. One that Pam really liked. And I think that I was just lukewarm on things that Pam really liked. And then we'll see how this goes. I don't think it's going to end to the lead to the end of our partnership, but it should hopefully lead to some good conversation.
Absolutely.
So,
That's what
so which
I
one do you want to start with?
let's start with a big, bold, beautiful journey because we are definitely on a different page with that one.
Yeah, and I approached this one with skepticism. I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, really? This is going to be cutesy cutesy, and am I going to buy into this whole notion of walking through doors that are in the middle of of a field or the middle of a forest and being taken back to someplace else? I mean, it just
Right.
looked like a bullshit premise. Um, I have to say though, I liked the first hour of the movie.
Okay.
And the premise really didn't bother me because it seemed as though they were telegraphing to me. It was like a wink, like, yeah, we know this is silly, but go with it.
Right.
We're going somewhere with this. I'm like, and that is conveyed through Kevin Kline and Phoebe. What's her name? Phoebe
Waller Bridge.
Waller Bridge. Yeah, they are. I don't even know how to describe these characters. I mean, I don't know if they're. I don't even know if they're angels. I don't know. I don't know what they are. But and we don't see nearly enough of them. But when they show up early on, they let us know by their attitude, by the humor that they convey, that yeah, this is going to be whimsical, and don't take any of this too seriously. And the whole premise is that we've got David and Sarah, played by Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, and on the outside they look fine, but on the inside they're all a bunch of turmoil, emotional angst. They've been, you know, damaged, and these two people are going to go on a journey. Uh, their cars have broken down serendipitously, and they are led to a really, really shifty rental car agency. It's there's only two cars there. They're old Saturns. There's a
1994.
right. There's makeshift. I had one of those cars, by the way. Uh, there's a makeshift banner that says, something car rental. Uh, they sit behind a table in this vast warehouse. Well, like I say, there's only two cars, and there's guys moving around various types of doors on dollies. And when I saw that, immediately recalled Monsters Inc.
Right,
I don't
right.
know about
Very
you. I
good.
was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the same thing. These cars are so old that they've got to be outfitted with GPS systems. And these GPS systems are the key to the whole thing because they lead them to places they would never go before after David and Sarah end up meeting at this wedding. One of their Sarah's car breaks down, so they then have to take David's car to go on this whimsical journey to doorways that don't exist that lead back to key moments in their lives where they were hurt. And the hope is that now that they're older, that in revisiting these key moments, they'll be able to heal and look at them from a different perspective and heal and go on with their lives. One of them takes David back to his high school play where his heart is broken for the first time. One of them takes Sarah back to the hospital where her mother died, and she's always regretted that because she allowed her mother to die alone. So it's heavy stuff, but it's dealt with very deftly. And I didn't mind these two things, primarily because I like Farrell and Robbie so much.
Right.
And they're good together. So it's
Yes.
like, okay, I can go with this. But that last half hour, Pam, man, that last half hour of the film for me just almost came to a complete halt. The
Really?
pacing, the pacing of the last half hour is so slow,
Really?
so slow. Those last two visits where they both go through their separate doors because they're apart at this point. I thought that the thing just and it became too heavy as well at that point. I
Hmm.
thought the last half hour just drug and nearly killed the film completely for me, and that's why I'm on the fence. I
Okay.
liked it more than I thought. Then that last half hour just was deadly to me.
And I am on the other side of the fence, and I feel like those final visits through their respective doors was poetically beautiful. I mean, my God, we all have regrets in life, and to face them head on, that's a difficult thing to do. And I think that being able to pull it together and wrap that up and find this very unlikely love story within the confines of it, I thought it was well done. I really enjoyed it.
Well, and I think that's part of the hook of the film. You imagine yourself, as painful as it might be, you think of, well, which places would I want to go back to?
Right, right. Where are the
Which
crossroads in your life?
right? What are those moments that had a profound effect on me in a negative way? So that is part of the hook. Uh, and again, I bought into the premise more than I thought I would. I really did. But man, it just again the whole pacing and the cut killed me on that. And I thought it became just a bit too serious at the end. But again, this is your mileage will may vary kind of a movie.
Right. I loved how they created, I mean, it is a fantastical story. It's whimsical. And it does get deeper and deeper, but I don't think it was like a jarring getting deeper and deeper. It took us on that journey in a very I don't know, I guess like a smooth road that got us there. And I felt like it was very natural that we got to that point at the end that is very serious and dramatic. And I loved how they created it felt surreal. It felt like it was a stage production. It felt like we were in their imaginations, in their heads. I liked all these different attributes that it brought together to create this, I think, very unique story.
But and another thing I just thought of that I didn't like was that it suddenly shifts gears. Suddenly we see them on a stage a couple of
Yes.
times,
Yeah.
completely alone. I'm like, oh, what's that? And then the rules changed as well. Instead of being their younger selves, suddenly David is assuming the role of his father,
Right.
talking to his younger self. And I'm like, what are we doing here? I didn't appreciate those shifts. Again, I didn't hate the film. Didn't hate the film, and I think that you and I are probably splitting hairs on this. But I got to tell you, I'm surprised you liked it because you usually go into these things, with give me a break.
I would agree with you about David becoming his father, and his character was confused by that as well. Um,
He was,
and I think that was the only way, and spoiler alert here, I think that was the only way that they could have older David talk to younger David and make those decisions. Oh, I get teary-eyed thinking about it. Do I ever not cry during a podcast?
I don't know. Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Um, it's funny. I didn't buy that scene, but I really did like the scene in which David talks to his father on
Yeah.
the day of
Oh,
David's birth.
oh,
That 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 moment got to me. I'm like, okay, that's really working for me here. The other one I had problems with. So again, maybe my blood sugar was low. I don't know. Maybe it caught me in a bad mood. I don't think it did. Uh, but yeah, I'm on. This is truly an on the fence movie for me.
all right. Well, we would love to hear what everyone else thinks. Are you on Team Chuck or Team Pam? Let us know.
Rotten Tomatoes is on Team Chuck. Just saying.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, okay, let's look at Rotten Tomatoes. There's a disparity there. I'm always in the minority for Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Almost. Just saying.
Well, I can look that up if you want to move on to the next one.
All right, let's move on to the next one. And the next one is Swiped. Wow, I really enjoyed this movie. This is one that I didn't know anything about. I was at the Toronto International Film Festival, and there were light up billboards all over the place with I'm blanking on her name. What is her name?
Lily
James.
James.
Thank you.
Lily James.
Lily James' face all over the place, and then the word swiped. And okay, me not being of the generation that used online dating apps and swiping, I thought swiped. Somebody stole something. I wonder what that's about. So me, totally clueless, goes into this and finds out that this is the
God,
story.
you're old.
Huh? What'd you say?
God, you're old.
I know, right?
You're so old.
So old to think
Yeah.
that swiped could
I
possibly mean I got something stolen from me.
yeah.
Um, anyway, so this is all about the beginning of Tinder. And there's an interesting concept. It's called the Matilda effect. And I think this is a relatively unknown concept of when men take credit for something that a woman did. This has been happening since the dawn of time. And this is another example of
Whitney Wolf. Whitney
Whit-
Wolf.
Whitney Wolf is she's this philanthropic, do-good kind of person who's extremely smart and knows tech stuff. She is the epitome of STEM when STEM wasn't a thing. So Whitney Wolf, played by Lily James, runs into this startup guy, and he takes her under his wing and brings her into his company, thinking that she, might have some potential. And lo and behold, she does have a lot of potential, and she shows that right away. The startup guy's name is Sean Rad, and he's played by Ben Schnetzer. And the name of the company is Cartify. She finds that she's got a place there amidst all of these. It's a bro community. It's just a
Oh
bunch of
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
But she's
This
she's
it makes all men look like shits.
yeah, it does. It does. She's she's thriving in this community and showing what she can do. And she takes the concept of the dating app, brings it into the millennials and calls it Tinder. And this is her baby, along with, programmers and who are both men and women. And she finds that she's got a task. She needs to, and she fails at it. She ends up getting involved with one of the other VPs of the company, and that goes south. And once that goes south, so does her career. This is a rise and fall story, and then shows resiliency as to what you can do if you're given the chance and you have faith in yourself. Um, I really enjoyed this movie. I think Lily James is always a joy to see on the screen, and she really finds all the right tones, the right notes to hit in this story that goes all over the place, up and down, and really pulls at your heart. And I think it allows anybody, male or female, to walk in her shoes and see the responsibility that we as women have. If we make it, we need to look back down and lift people, lift other women up. I thought that was a beautifully made point in the film. I really enjoyed this movie so much more. When I saw it was about Tinder, I thought, ugh. But I really am really I am so glad that I took a chance and saw it. And that's playing on Hulu now.
Um, I've been, by the way, Big Bold Beautiful Journey on Rotten Tomatoes, 37%.
Ah, Jeepers, McCreepers.
Swiped on Rotten Tomatoes, also 37%.
All right, see, I'm in the minority in both.
Well, so am I because I like Swiped as well. And I've been looking at some of the other reviews for that, and I think a lot of them are very unfair in that a lot of them are comparing them to the social network.
Oh,
And that's not what this story is. This is not the origin of Tinder or Bumble. This is this woman's story.
yeah.
This is like Norma Ray for the 21st century.
Wow.
Uh, and I think it's just unfair that critics aren't realizing that going in with expectations, and when their expectations aren't met, slamming this thing. Because I really enjoyed it. I had no idea about any of this. And that's I always like when I learn something.
Yeah.
And it was all, it was all, one surprise after another for me. Um, Especially when we get to the third act and she's kicked down again.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming at all. And
I
I was
didn't
like,
either.
holy shit.
But how she
She
handled
really,
it.
she really didn't deserve that.
No, no, she didn't. She didn't deserve any of that. All of
Right.
that was undeserved, you know?
Oh, completely. But you think she's on the comeback trail, everything's going great. And then again,
Yeah.
she's dealing with the same old shit.
Yeah.
And I really did enjoy the movie, like you, much more than I thought I would. And it's a shame that it's not getting the press it should.
Right. I
And,
completely agree. So check it out on Hulu.
and it's a shame it's on Hulu. So
Right? I know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's another issue for another day, I guess,
Yeah.
which you and I will talk about maybe after this podcast.
That sounds like a grand idea. What to do, what to do. We're in a
What to
weird
do.
position, you know?
Yeah. I'll tell you what to do about The Senior, though. Another movie I want to
Please
talk
do.
about very briefly. Very briefly. Senior is from Angel Films, which has made a name for themselves as being the place for faith-based movies. And I'm going to use that term, even though some of the makers of faith-based movies don't like the term faith-based movies.
I want you to say that
And
5 times real fast.
I have to say it was much more difficult than I thought it would be. But yeah, I mean, and they specialize in inspirational stories, and they're hit and miss. And this one, The Senior, stars Michael Chiklis, which is a name I've always have a problem saying as well, but I got rid of it there. Michael Chiklis. You know what that reminds me of?
Say again.
You know what Chiklis reminds me of?
Chiclet gum.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I remember opening the drawer at my grandparents' house. There's 80 packages of chiclet gum right there.
They're 40
Uh,
years old.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Michael Chiklis plays a guy by the name of Mike Flint. And Mike Flint goes back to college when he's 59 years old,
Oh my
a
God.
small college in Texas. He was a hellraiser when he was a kid. He was a hell of a football player, but he was a hellraiser, and he got thrown out just as he was about to start his senior year of high school. And he calls that the greatest regret of his life. Dun, dun, dun.
Right.
Uh, he realizes, though, because he was thrown out, he's got 1 year of eligibility left.
Oh,
So he goes back and tries out for the good old football team. And when you know it, he makes it, and he's going to make up for this regret. There's no door for him to walk through, though, which would have been interesting out in the middle of an oil field or something.
right.
And his wife, Mary Stuart Masterson, doesn't quite understand, but stands by her man.
Does she now?
Yeah, she does. Uh, and this old man proves to be just an inspiration to everyone, going out and running around with the boys and teaching them life lessons, taking these kids under his wing and just being the guy that everyone needs him to be. I hope the disdain isn't too obvious in my voice there.
Not at all.
The movie's fine. It's okay. It's going to be a great thing for families to take their kids and grandkids to on a Sunday afternoon, and then they talk about it and feel good as they walk out of the theater. But it's just deading. It's just so predictable.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And
So
I'm looking at IMDb and I'm looking at all the cast and everyone is playing a Flint. Mike Flint, Eileen Flint, Micah Flint, JV Flint,
yeah,
Flint,
yeah,
everyone.
yeah, yeah, and he also has problems with his son Micah, who doesn't understand him. But seeing Dad going out on the football field changes all that. So
Very good.
so
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah, the Senior.
All right, cool. So family-oriented movie, if you can handle the predictability, and it sounds really sappy to me.
It's not sappy enough.
Oh,
Actually, it's
okay.
just kind of there. I don't mind sap when it's done right. This is just kind of there.
Okay. Okay.
Hey,
Interesting.
let's move on to another Senior.
Which is what?
The movie you liked, Eleanor the Great.
Eleanor. Eleanor. Okay. So It's no secret. I am a huge June Squibb fan. Um, and I think what I admire most about her is she didn't start acting until she was 60 something. And I saw her in this nursing home TV series. I can't remember the name of it offhand. And she had a potty mouth like nobody's business. And then I saw her in Nebraska, and she played Bruce Dern's wife in that. Nebraska, one of my favorite movies of all time. And
Bruce
so,
Stern's mother.
say again.
Was it Bruce Stern's wife or mother? I guess it was his wife. Yeah.
I think it's his
Yeah.
wife. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have admired June Squibb since I first saw her on the screen. And so now I see her in Eleanor the Great. Now, here's my hesitation about Eleanor the Great. Scarlett Johansson is the one directing it. Well, I think she does
Boo on you. Boo, boo you. Boo, boo.
I know I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan of hers. But
But you didn't have to look at her
I didn't.
or
I
hear
was and
her.
I didn't have to hear her voice, so I
Just
was
shut up with that. Shut up with that.
I gotta say, I really enjoyed the movie in spite of my I guess my I don't know, my thoughts about Scarlett Johansson. This is about
Unfair prejudice.
it
Unfair
is. It
prejudice.
is, and I can't help it. I mean, we all go into movies either liking or not, actors, directors, whatever. It's nice when we are pleasantly surprised. And that's what I'm going to say about this. I was pleasantly surprised. Um, this is about an older woman, June Squibb, and she plays Eleanor, and she's living out in California with her best friend Bessie, played by Rita Zohar, and they're sweet. They're just a sweet, two little old ladies living together, sleeping in the same room in their little twin beds, and they have their routines, and you can tell, you just feel how incredibly close these two are. And then Bessie passes away. And now Eleanor is a little lost, not quite sure what to do because these two, relied on one another. So then Eleanor's daughter says, "You need to come back home to New York City and live with her and Eleanor's grandson." And she does. She's a little out of sorts, doesn't quite know where to go with her life, and they encourage her to get involved with her church. She is Jewish. She has become Jewish through her marriage, and so she goes. What is the name for a church for people who are
Synagogue.
synagogue? Jeepers and creepers! I have not had enough coffee. She goes to the synagogue and she stumbles into this support group. Little did she know, she stumbles into a Holocaust survivors support group. She doesn't want to make a scene, so she kind of goes along with, being a survivor until it's her turn to talk, and then she's kind of beside herself. And so what she does is she does a survival technique, and she takes on the role of her best friend Bessie and all of her experiences. She tells the stories of Bessie and what happened to her as if they did happen to her, and she captivates everyone's attention, their hearts. And there's a young woman named Nina who is in this group, and she is played by Erin Kellyman, and she's doing an assignment for school. Her father is this famous news journalist, Roger, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, and she is captivated by Eleanor's story and wants to do an entire segment or a piece on her. Eleanor just doesn't know how to get out of the situation. She doesn't want to lie. And now she's got this friend in Nina, and she doesn't want to disappoint Nina. Nina has her own issues going on with her father and the loss of her mother. And this becomes, and okay, I'm gonna cry again.
Jesus
I
God.
know. This becomes a story about loss and healing and how difficult it is to lose people, the people that are special to us, and how we don't want to lose their memory. I really, really enjoy this. Is it perfect? No, it is not perfect. And this is where I'm going to talk a little bit about Scarlett Johansson's vision is very good, but she didn't trust the script and she didn't trust her actors. There is a musical score that just overrides and says, "You
Oh,
need to feel sad now. No, now you need to feel happy." And I don't like that. Trust in silence. Silence can speak volumes. And I think a lot of filmmakers don't. And I think that Scarlett Johansson is one of them that did not. Overall, though, I really enjoyed this movie. I love June Squibb, and I think the message is beautiful.
Oh, Pamster, Pamster.
What? What?
First off, as I was watching the movie, the first 5 minutes, I was going to text you and said, I love the score. Um,
Funny.
you got a thing against music.
I do.
I mean, you do.
I do.
I,
Use it
I, I
right.
thought, I thought that it was a perfect compliment to it. So I guess we're wrong there. This one just didn't pull me in, and I don't know
Really?
why.
Huh.
It just kind of left me cold. I'm like, okay, yeah, all
All right.
right.
I got to start
Yeah.
giving you milk duds or Swedish fish or something during movies and get that blood sugar up.
Well, I am on a diet now, so
I know.
maybe that's affecting things. So, I'm not happy about any of that. Um, I mean, I didn't hate it. I'm just kind of meh about it, quite frankly. Just like, okay, all right, it's fine. It's fine. It's to me, it's a 2.5 star movie. Didn't
Wow.
hate it, didn't love it. Okay, it's there. So, but I think it was brilliantly directed at times. So I just want to say,
Of course you did. Of course you did. Of course you did, Chuck Kapinski.
don't do that. Don't do that. Um, and again, I could be wrong, but it just kind of left me feeling, okay. And you know what the thing is, though? Another thing,
Hmm.
I watched this at home.
Oh,
You saw it in a theater, and that
interesting.
very
Yeah.
well could have been the problem with me. Because we
Maybe.
both have said that it's always better to see things in the theater with strangers in the dark, no distractions.
Yeah.
So that might have been my problem with this. So
I think the key part of that, because I don't think cinematically it was necessary to see it on the big screen,
no, not at all.
but I think distractions, that's the
Yes.
hardest thing to watch a movie at home and not have any distractions.
And also I like being with in a crowd with strangers because you pick up on a vibe sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that can, if you're on the fence, that can sway you one way or the other. You can,
That's
you know,
very true.
and I that may have been the thing missing for me, as far as Eleanor the Great is concerned. So,
All right.
so
Well,
yeah, okay.
and then one movie we both skipped is Him. Thank
After
you.
seeing the trailer, Pam, why did you skip that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because it just looked absolutely violently disgusting and awful.
That's kind of been the take on people who have seen it, according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Is it? Okay.
Uh,
What is
yeah,
that trending at?
I don't know. I'm going to guess 37%, but
Because
I could
everything
be
is
wrong.
37% this
Yeah,
week.
no, him is actually 28%.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
So
I'm glad that I skipped it. Oh, and it's a producer is Jordan Peele on this one. Interesting.
yeah, yeah. So of all the movies we've talked about this week, The Senior is trending at 83% positive on Rotten Tomatoes.
How many
So
reviews?
18.
Okay.
One of them being mine.
All right. Good job.
Let me see. Let me see. Am I the only one? Two. No, three out of 18 are negative. One of them being mine. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, there you have it for this week, and actually a little bit into next week because Eleanor the Great opens up next week. So we gave you a little glimpse into that. Again, when Chuck and I disagree on a movie, I always find it interesting to hear your perspective. And we don't always, even when we disagree, I think we understand each other's point of view. And with Big Bold Beautiful Journey, I understood what you were saying about in some of the scenes, not everything, but it's fun to disagree about things, and it's really fun to hear everyone's feedback as to whether or not you are Team Pam or Team Chuck.
Hmm. Yes, that would be interesting. Very much so. So yes, let us know. Please drop us a note on our Facebook page, Real Talk with Chuck and Pam. Are there any other ways people can reach us, Pamster?
I think you can always message us on our website, realtalkwithchuckandpam.com. That's REEL talk with chuckandpam.com.
Good idea.
Cool.
Good idea.
All right. Until now, next week, I am on vacation. So we will not be doing a podcast next week. So you'll have to tune in the week after. Do you have any clues to what's happening the week after that?
Yes, I do. The Smashing Machine,
Okay.
with Dwayne Johnson, and
Right.
also Kiss of the Spider Woman with Jennifer Lopez. They are talking Oscar nomination for Dwayne Johnson. I've always enjoyed him. I've always thought he was a good actor. We'll see if this is the one that puts him over the top.
All righty. Stay tuned. We'll let you know what we think. Thanks for listening, everyone.